Hey there, Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. Welcome to your reading. We are kind of going to look at what is going on in this energy in between that full moon that we just had in Libra. If you didn't see your video, and I think it got buried by YouTube, so I'll actually link that in the description box below and at the end of this because that was not that was not seen. And we have eclipse season coming at us. So I wanted to know what spirit wanted to talk about. This one right here, hold on. It's supposed to only be, they're really calling me to another card over here. So which one is it? It's this one, right? Okay, Cancer. They want to talk to you about something really important. So the last one that really wanted to come out was this card called the Pail, and it's like a spilt bucket, and it says it's time to get out of a situation. So there's something going on, and you know that you need to change it. Now, what that situation is could be around your physical or mental health, because we have the card here of a period of ill health and depression. So when we are feeling overwhelmed, if you know me or watch my channel very much, you know I have a lot of Cancer placements, a lot. And when things get overwhelming, it's too hard. And so and I also have seasonal affect, and so this spring has been really hard, right? And so and there's this overwhelm of everything that needs to happen, and so sometimes it's just overwhelmed. Okay, sometimes that overwhelmed can lead to a seasonal depression, or it is depression is a thing that I would like to encourage you. If you are experiencing this, tarot is not where you're going to get your answers. You're going to need to seek actual proper health care for that. Okay, so tarot is not going to get you out of that. If what it is a feeling overwhelmed, and you're here to try to get inspiration to get sparked up to go, great, stay. Okay, but I can't take that responsibility on. I am not a mental health care provider. Okay, and I think that's really important to know. Tarot and astrology, they tell you where the energy is. That's what this reading will do. It will tell you where the energy is, and then it is up to us as individuals to utilize that energy to the best of our ability. So you have a situation here where it says time to get out of a situation. I'm actually going to put this one to the side because this period of illness and depression, it feels like if you are not feeling well, then this card here of the Lion, which is a very empowering card, says it's time to act. So you need to pick up the phone and call somebody. You need to take care of that, okay? So that's important. What do you need to do? But here we have the card of reconciliation and time to get out of a situation. And so sometimes it's about setting this aside, right? Because I will not do a reading on that. So let's talk about these three. Reconciliation, a time to act, and time to get out of a situation. Carrying around the burden of being angry and upset can lower your vibrational energy and make us feel a little listless, right? And so it's time to shake that off. And the best way to spill that bucket, it feels like pouring out emotional energy, releasing it, letting it spill, is the forgiveness you give to a situation, to yourself, right? Oh my gosh, forgiving ourselves, I think, is the hardest thing we do. But forgiving ourselves and then forgiving others is a lot easier. But it's a gift we give ourselves. We no longer have to carry that burden. It does not weigh us down. It does not pull us down. It does not anchor us into the lower vibrational energies. And so overall energy here is it's a sea lion. It's the Queen of Shells, peace and compassion. And so to create peace and compassion, this reconciliation means to make peace with a situation. It does not mean that you have to make peace with the person that is involved in this situation. And forgiving them doesn't mean that you have to, oh, when people say forgive and forget, okay. You don't have to forget that this isn't a person that you can't spend time with, right? But it's also about not replaying the events over and over in your mind, because every time you think about it, Cancer, you feel it, right? It's like it happened just now. I know that. I know that from really personal experience. And so it's not about like reliving the events, because as you do that, you make them current events, not past events. So let it be a past event. Set yourself free. Set yourself free. And so your decision to release and let go of a situation, to forgive people, because we're all here on school earth learning and growing on a soul level. And so some of us trigger and some of us react and some of us do both. I would say we all do both with different situations. And so we don't always get everything right. If we did, we wouldn't need to be here, right? And so allowing yourself the space and the grace to go, okay, I am going to use compassion and kindness to release the situation so that I can experience peace and joy and happiness, because that is my divine heritage. I am allowed to feel that way. I'm supposed to feel that way. And when people want to know what their soul purpose is, well, your soul purpose is to experience joy. That's your purpose. How you do that, what the work is that gets you there, that's where the path comes in, right? And we don't all have the same path, but we really all have the same purpose. And the same purpose is to feel the joy and the love and the happiness so that our light shines brighter, because that's why, especially in this incarnation, all of us that are here now, we are here to increase the light of this planet. And in order to increase the light of this planet, it has to come from within, from the joy and the happiness from within. And so you are really being encouraged to let a situation, was that it? To let a situation go, to just release it. And look, the one that wanted to fall off, it says be joyful and trusting. Invite that in, right? Invite that in. All right, let's get, oh, I love this. Okay, what else do we have here? You guys have such great cards. Okay, so seek the medical attention that you need, whether it's mental health care or physical health care. That's your responsibility. Your physical temple body needs something, right? So give it to it. And then when it comes to the situation, a lot of times anger, resentment play out. When we stifle them down, they show up as physical symptoms and create illnesses. And you can't really, it's really hard. Okay, because it's energy, and energy gets stuck and stagnant. And so the ability, and you're going to say, but some of the happiest people I know got this really bad, and that's true. And I'm saying sometimes that's the cause. Okay, sometimes it plays a role. Sometimes it was, sometimes though, people come in and their light is so bright and they're like, I can handle this illness, even if I'm here for 3 weeks. I can come in and do this because I'm coming in to trigger other people on their soul path. And so it's hard to judge all that. We have to let the grand scheme of things not be something we worry about, but understand that we need to work on our little space here of feeling joy and happiness. And so here at the key to this situation, you have, again, a card of action. It's the Knight of Acorns, the Knight of Wands. It's action and drive. It's time to take action. What do you need to do to reconcile within yourself the situation that it needs to be released and let go of? It's time to let it go, to get out of that situation. Whether this is a job, a relationship, a financial situation, what do you need to do to let something change? You have to take action. Whatever it is, they are so strong. Like Spirit wants you to take some kind of a major action at this time. You have this card of transformation, the butterfly. And the butterfly to me is a physical transformation. When I get a dragonfly, that means it's a spiritual transformation. You have the butterfly. And this butterfly, we have the color of the solar plexus. That is your self-confidence. Again, the lion and taking action, right? The pineapple, like that self-worth, self-value, self-esteem shining out there. And we have the blue of the higher throat chakra. In fact, it really looks like almost the same blue as my Larmar. This is your higher truth being spoken out there. Now we're coming up on this Mercury in retrograde, and that's going to be followed in. So Mercury in retrograde, if you haven't seen that video, you should check that out also. But the period of time that Mercury's in retrograde is going to be between 5 degrees and 15 degrees of Taurus. And so we've got Uranus on one side, and at the time of the was it the full moon? I can't remember. It was the full moon or the new moon. Must have been the new moon in Aries. We had the North Node conjunct Venus at 5 degrees. And so we're in this portal, this energy that's really surrounding this portion of your chart. And so Cancer, it doesn't matter. If you don't know where Taurus falls in your chart, because for me, I do know because I know what time I was born. But if you don't know, what have you been feeling the urge, the drive to really change something, to do something differently? Because that's already started. We had 2 new moons in Aries. That first one kicked off this space. Now we have Mercury getting ready to do a retrograde. And when Mercury wraps up its retrograde in this space, and Uranus was bookending, making changes, and Venus is about self-value, self-worth, self-esteem, and she's moving through this. Then along comes Jupiter, and he does the same degree points where he's going back and forth. And so this area of your charts are really super important. And this is where you're going to find what is true for you, and it allows you to transform and to really shine yourself out into the world. And so it is time to take action now and trust. Trust that what brings you joy and happiness, right? When we see butterflies, I don't know very many people that don't smile. I mean, my son's scared of butterflies, but everybody else, pretty much we all love it, right? And so it's a moment of joy and happiness. And so finding the joy and the happiness in the now moment's the first start. Taking the action to make changes so that is what you feel. Look, you have the card of blessings that also wanted to come out with that. So these blessings are really transforming something really important and of value in your life. And so it becomes really important that you're willing to make these changes for yourself. We have the card of the horse, which tells me that you don't have to do this alone. Ask for the help that you need. Seek the guidance and the help that you need. Care for others and let them be free. This is Mother Mary and Christelle, Archangel Christelle. So this is the Christed light, divine white, really, and this blue here of the mother energy coming through, bringing these blessings. And again, this canary, look at how that is the solar plexus, the pineapple, the reconciliation. But the reconciliation means when you bring, so you reconcile your books, right? All the numbers add up. It's about things adding up. It's about things making sense. It is not necessarily about being together. It is about letting things make a little bit more sense, right? Let things make a little more sense. And so in the area of where you've been seeking the guidance and the information, right? The thing that you would ask the horse for, it's strategy and the resilience of this armadillo, the 5 of Swords though. And so there's a need to be kind of armored up, right? You come with that shell that protects your safe underbelly just like an armadillo. You navigate between your emotional waters and the earth, right, on the seashore. And so this is about you navigating how to ground your energy and manifest something and create something while navigating your emotional waters. And so there's a strategy that is necessary. There is a need to get the information you need, time to act, to do something. In the area of what's been stealing your energy away, we have the Knight of Shells, the harmony and the integrity, right? You've been in your emotional waters, and I think this is a time over the next few weeks where we pull ourselves up out of the water and get onto the shoreline. And it's not like we've lost touch with our emotion, But if you ever watch the little crabs, you know, and then they start digging and they're throwing dirt everywhere, and it's so cute. And they're looking for the new shell. The hermit crab will come out and they'll be looking for another shell to climb into. There is some kind of an action. There's a shift. There's a digging deep to get some information or to find what you need to feel safe and secure. There is a need for you to take some action for that. And it's almost as though you've been waiting for the knight in shining armor to come in, but hey, guess what? You are the knight in shining armor. Rescue yourself. Rescue yourself. So how do you transform the situation? We have the Page of Feathers, the Page of Swords, exploration and discovery. The action that you have to take is you need more information on something. You need more information. You need to, maybe this reconciliation could be your bills. Maybe you need to sit down and go, this is how much money I have, this is how much I have coming in, this is what's going out. How do I make the numbers all add up together, right? So how do I do this? Where do I get the help and the guidance I need on that? So there's something about that. I need to bring some things together, because in the energy of resources, you have the Three of Feathers, which is the Three of Swords kind of energy, but it is release and recovery. So again, we go back to this recovery from feeling overwhelmed, perhaps a physical illness, but you can't if you don't seek the information you need so that you get the proper care that you need. You need to know something. In the heart space, we have the Queen of Wands. This is you being empowered. This is you in your heart space saying, I create my own magic. Now, I rarely do this when I'm using a different deck, but they're showing me this card, and so I'm going to go there. The Queen of Wands and the Rider-Waite. She is in a desert, and yet she can manifest greenery. The sunflower seed, the sunflower, right? And not only does she manifest this in this desert, this thing that doesn't have any water, right? She's a fire sign. She's not protected because she doesn't need the protection, because she can manifest what she needs. And the sunflower has so many seeds. There's so much opportunity that comes with it. And it nurtures others, right? The birds come in and they eat it. They also are part of the moving it out to places you don't know. This horse energy, again, of the help that you need to get your ideas out or whatever information. It feels like networking, though, out where it needs to go. And so you manifest and you create. Passion and creativity. What your drive, your determination. Cancer, this is the year of the Chariot. You have to do the work. What you put in, you'll get out. This is your year, but you can't sit here and expect the knight in shining armor to show up. You have to do the work. You can't get there any other way this year. So what really drives you? What are you passionate about? I think when I see the passion and creativity and the energy coming in for the heart space, I think that those of you who have been going through an emotional slump, this is not a clinical depression, okay? I'm talking about the seasonal or the I'm so overwhelmed. As soon as you start taking action, it starts taking some of the stuff off your plate. Clean your house. I don't know about you guys, but for me, okay, I'm Cancer Sun, Mercury, Venus, and North Node. That's a lot of Cancer, right? And when I'm feeling low energy, my house, it looks like somebody just came and dumped everything in the world into it. And I can't even breathe. And it's too much work just to put away a dish. Right? And that started happening back in March. I was struggling. And so I actually had a lot of things that actually needed my time and attention, and I set them all on the back burner. And I dug in, and I straightened up, and I dug through, and I reorganized, and now it changed my energy. And then I was able to tackle everything else, and things have been moving. Right? And so that's, if you're one of those Cancers where the home, right? You carry it on your back. And when it gets really clogged down with energy, which is what piles of papers and, dishes in the sink, or the laundry that piles up, or, you're so tired you come home, you just set stuff down, and then the next day you do the same thing, and all of a sudden you're like, what the, I swear, what? It is up to you to motivate yourself, but clear that energy out so that you clear the space for what's coming next, right? Clear the space. You have some really good cards coming up here, but then there's a need to really roll up your sleeves, clear the space, and to get the information you need. Nobody's going to pick up that phone and make that call, but you've got to do it. So here, in the energy of what you should do, we have the quest. It is a starfish. The thing about a starfish is they can lose a limb and they will regenerate another one. So where something isn't working, this recovery energy that we have here, this healing that is being suggested really strongly between transformation and blessing, and this ability to move things forward, right? This, in order to get there, there's the quest. You have to go look for what you need, and then it comes with the renewal. Now, in this one, it is the 8 of Cups. And so that means that something has to leave, something has to go in order to bring something in. That is that eclipse energy that's coming up on the 21st. That new moon in Aries, a new moon eclipse. It's the second new moon in Aries. It's an eclipse. And so an eclipse is always about a big release of energy. Don't wait until then, though, to clear some space, because if you can let some stuff go before you get to that eclipse, then the energy that is released is all about creating something new. It isn't about having to shed something to get there. But again, it's your choice. It's your decision. It's your determination. Are your actions in alignment with your intention? And then we have the 2 of crystals. Balance and adaptability. It's a little kangaroo. His tail. They're showing me his tail. Okay, so the tail is like a rudder, right? It's a balance. They use it to balance on, but it feels like a rudder. It also, so it's balancing. It also propels forward. It also is directional. So if you think about it, they have their 2 little forearms that don't. So they're like the receptive energy here, right? So that's like waiting for that Knight of Cups to show up. And then they actually have 2 big feet and a big tail that creates this triangle of energy that grounds. And they push forward from that. And so again, it is the action. It is the divine masculine part of them that drives them forward, that takes the action, that moves them in the direction. And what are you supposed to anchor yourself into? You deciding to move forward. Balance and adaptability. In a very balanced way, making changes and choices and decisions that move you along your path. Your guardian angel is with you. You have the card here that shows up with the guardian angel. I'm going to read you what it says, but this is 100% your guardian angel right there with you. You're not alone, right? This horse says here, care for others and let them be free, but it also is about the fact that you are also being cared for. And care for others and let them be free. Cancer, sometimes, we have a little trouble letting our kids get out there and learn their hard lessons on their own. I'm not going to hold up my hand. Okay, I'm guilty. Okay, so angelic being. Your angelic being has been with you since the day of your birth and will continue to be with you when you cross through the veil and return home. Your angelic guardian is asking you to look for signs and synchronicities. They are trying to communicate with you now. In a whisper of gentle guidance, you may hear your name being called, feel the subtle touch of a feather or a tender tickle. You may even see a sign on a billboard, a magazine, or a TV. Keep your awareness open to the messages they are bringing you. You have some kind of a transformation that's happening. You are being protected and guided through this process. There is a renewal of spirit, of energy. There's time to let something go, to allow something new to come in. That is what a new moon eclipse in Aries is about. And so I think the work you do now, I haven't even done those readings yet, and it'd be interesting to see what you get. So I know this was a long reading. Oh, I did not get a month card. Let me grab a month card for you here. I know this is a long reading, but it feels, so you have the month of June. That is when Mercury clears shadows, June 1st. So really, and then we're out of eclipse season also by then. And so over the next, what is that? I can't even do math because I'm in channel. Between now, whenever you're watching this, so but roughly 2 months, there's this big transformative energy here, and it's really important that you're willing to do this. And if you are a Cancer rising, June is your 12th house, which is the big letting go and the spiritual evolution energy that comes with that. And so that's a completing of a cycle to get ready for the sun moving into your sign for the beginning of a new solar cycle. And so there's a big transformation shift that's happening for you. Allow yourself to flow with the energy. And you know, the compassion and the peace and the reconciling with situations, with yourself. Acceptance. I want to say acceptance because you're not perfect. Because if you were perfect, you wouldn't be here. Wouldn't need you. Right? So look for the joy and the happiness in the moment that you have right now. All right? Really focusing on that. Right? Be joyful and trusting. Trust the process. All right, Cancer. You guys take really good care. I'm on Facebook every day. If this reading was valuable to you, please hit the thumbs up. Consider sharing it. But leave me a comment and let me know how it resonates for you. That matters to me a lot. It helps the analytics. And so if this is resonating for you, then it might resonate for more people. And your interaction matters to YouTube analytics. But also I like knowing, very much I like knowing whether or not I'm getting the right messages out there. All right, so you guys take good care. Really, I mean that. Big hugs. Talk to you soon.